What is something people brag about but actually no one gives a fuck? How much you drank on a night out. And how less sleep they had that night. I'll add that you worked more than 40 hours this week. Exactly. It never added up to me. Someone is like, I had 8 beers and 12 vodka cranberries. How exactly did you track while consuming that much alcohol? Also, this is a medical transaction, not a math test. I'm having a glass of wine to relax, not count. OMG, to add to this, I was once out for a friend's bachelorette party. I always try to monitor how much I drink because I hate feeling icky. Somehow I got stuck watching all the purses at our table while everyone else danced and these 2 guys sit down. They said there was nowhere to sit. I was amused in their loud conversation, and then one keeps asking me to guess how fast he could drink his pint. I said I literally didn't care repeatedly, but he kept asking. I said fine, 12 seconds. He laughed, looked at his friend, told him she thinks 12 seconds. Dude proceeded to stand up and pound this pint in like 3 seconds. Not sure what I was supposed to do, but one girl came to the table to grab a quick drink of her cocktail and I grabbed my purse and bolted. So stupid. Being the first on the comments section. Whenever someone says first in a fucking comment section, it makes me want to send a completely normal pipe to their house. I know a couple of people who make content and they gave me mad access to their channel to help keep the comment section clean. I have over the course of several years deleted untold numbers of first, second, etc. comments. I hate them with a blind fury. Or being a rich person. I stopped hanging out with a dude that made all his wealth himself in his own businesses, so good for him honestly, but he also made his wealth his entire personality. He'd send me Snapchats of his bank account, when he knows his has several more zeros than mine does. A lot of brand names. A lot, but not all of Gucci stuff just looks really bad. Tiffany & Company came up in conversation the other day and my friend and I ended up on their website. I highly recommend going through their homewares section for a good laugh. I don't care what the label says, and I don't care what the materials are, no sane person is paying $300 plus for a fork. Much less for some modern minimalist design that looks like something sold at Target. I have a buddy who is an insane level star fucker. He can't hang out even once without talking about a band he knows or his tiny chance encounter with some B-list at best celebrity. Seriously, no one gives a fuck except we do now because you won't shut up about it. At every encounter, and it's driving me insane. I took that to mean someone who literally fucks movie stars, singers, celebrities, etc., not someone who once brushed past a famous person. Not that it's any less cringe. I just always heard a star fucker in a very different context, working in media. On another note, I high-fived with Hugh Jackman once. He was in full Wolverine costume and I was an ignorant college kid walking by the film set. I knew they were filming a movie on my college campus, but I had no idea what film. He initiated the high five. It was only after we high-fived and I walked away, I realized it was really Hugh Jackman. I never humble brag about this at work because my city is kinda a filming town. Everyone has their own celebrity story. I don't see a point to bring up at work randomly. When people brag about how they are so busy all the time. This. I have a coworker that constantly says how busy he is. Can't answer the phone. Can't return emails. Can't even finish his assigned tasks because there's just too much work. It's all bullshit because when he goes on vacation, I take his work. It takes me all of 15 minutes to do a week's worth of his responsibilities. Our boss gives him unlimited chances because he's highly protected. Let's say how many followers they have on social media. On the occasion that I am unfortunately tempted to engage in a Twitter argument, there's always some dipshit who comes along like, who cares about you and your 50 followers after X number of years? And every time I'm just like, I've got 50 followers. How many people you've had sex with? It's like I get it, But you're literally the baby daddy of 146 children that you refuse to see. That ain't something you should so openly brag about. The guy knew who did this. I was in high school or right out of it and he was a few years older. We became pretty good friends and I started to meet some of the women he slept with. They were not. I want to speak carefully here. They were real human beings. But they were the ladies who were left over when the bar closes that couldn't find anyone else to take them home. They were the type of person that, when you meet them you immediately start thinking of an escape plan and please Jesus don't let them touch me. What I learned from my friend was that I too could sleep with 100 women if I wanted to. I didn't want to. Oh yeah, for sure, I worked with 2 guys that entered into a competition to see how high they could get their counts. They were triple digits each and Jesus Christ, it was so gross in every single way imaginable. I mean little crackheads and homeless women, women with mental issues, low self-esteem, terrible hygiene. They were knocking down some big old girls, the kind that make it on TLC shows. It was so horrible. Last I heard one of them is paying child support to at least 3 different women. He has like 7-8 kids and only gets to see like 2 of them. The guy I knew was the same way. Usually gets the last girls left over. I met his wife once who she said that she is his last one being number 40 and was so proud that she stopped a guy who sleeps around from sleeping around. She didn't know he cheated with 8 plus more. When I met him, he said he was at number 8. But it's been about 15 years since I last saw him so I don't know anything about them. I had a friend like this. He would take home whatever was left over at 2 a.m. and I would leave. He would call me the next day and brag he got laid while I went home and beat my dick. He was also the guy who would get in the shower and pour a bottle of mouthwash on his dick because those women were so vile he was sure he got an STD.